Good morning and welcome to another episode of Tea with Z. My name is Zimo Solanki and it's an absolute pleasure to be with you on another beautiful day in sunny Queensland and sunny Brisbane today. So it's an absolute pleasure to be joining you on another episode of Tea with Z. And a special shout out to those of you that are joining me from the Limitless Network. A special shout out to all of the amazing health entrepreneurs from all walks of life, accountants, cleaners, lawyers, pilots, engineers, all of the amazing people that value health that are in this Limitless Network. A special shout out to each and every one of you this morning as well. So yesterday, if you did miss yesterday's episode, that was on planning and what we do to plan in advance, because yesterday, as we know, was the first of spring, or wherever you might be, the first of like the first day of autumn. So when we look at, I guess, our sorry, my phone is tripping out here. Let me know that who's watching. So, but yeah, when we look at, I guess, planning and what we discussed yesterday about planning and being the first day of spring, and looking at the opportunities not only for the next month, but also the next season, holds a lot of scope and a lot of potential within just that. But what I really wanted to touch base on today was, what if you saw Uber coming? What if you saw Airbnb coming? What in your industry, what if you saw major disruptors or major changes in your industry well in advance? Before we do jump on that, if you are watching this replay as well, definitely comment in the comment section below. I know special shout out to those that have been doing that, and it's been great to see your feedback and your insights as to what you're taking away from these videos. But if you are watching live as well, definitely give me some likes, give me some love. I feed off all of your amazing energy. So definitely, yeah, hit that up. And if you are I guess you're watching as well, I'd love for you to say hi. Jump in the comment section and say hi, because it's great to interact with each and every one of you on these morning episodes of Tea with Z. So what if you could have seen Uber coming? What if you could have seen Airbnb coming? What if you could see within your own industry, in your own business, any disruptors that were coming your way? And COVID in itself has been a major disruptor. Would you agree? It has changed the way in which we work, which we live, which we interact, which we socialize, which we consume media even. So you look at, I guess, all of these trends with streaming services. For instance, Netflix was well ahead of the curve and saw that, there was this massive shift towards I guess, in-home entertainment and being entertained within your own four walls. And Netflix, as a result of that, were reporting massive increases in revenues. But did you know this? Did you know this? That Blockbuster, and if you remember who Blockbuster are, Blockbuster was the video chain that you'd go and rent your DVD, your Blu-ray, but back in the day, also your tape, your movie tape, or your PlayStation games or whatever. You would actually go to the video store and rent those games. Now, back when Netflix first started, Netflix actually approached Blockbuster to sell, to actually acquire them. But Blockbuster actually turned around and goes, no, nobody will ever want this. They'll actually turn around. They'll actually, no, always come into the video store and get their DVD or Blu-ray. Now look at that scenario. Netflix is now prospering and Blockbuster has gone bust. Similar story with Kodak. Did you know Kodak actually invented the digital camera? Kodak actually invented the digital camera. And yet when the digital camera was bought, was presented to the board of directors, the board of directors went and looked, no, we're not looking at, we're not in that market. What are you talking about? So, and hello to Karuna from New Zealand. Special shout out to you this morning. So great to have you joining us this morning. And yeah, somebody's giving me a wave. Let me just check who that is, because Unfortunately, like I mentioned before, if you haven't done so already, and I will put up a little caption here, if you aren't within our Limitless group, I do need you to just log on to that to chat.restream.io/FB, and that way we can actually see who is commenting. But Avish, my man, good morning as well. Great to have you here as well. So coming back to Kodak, jumped on, they've actual created the digital camera and went to the board and presented that. And the board turned around and goes, no, we're in the film business. We're in the film business. We're not, at the end of the day, everybody will want to print their photos. What are you talking about? And now look, we've got a phone here, got cameras here. And at the end of the day, they were in the business of printing, making film. Whereas the digital camera and what came about of that was actually in the business of creating memories. And when we look at that along our own health entrepreneurial journey, the key word for all of this is trends. Now, last week we discussed, and if you haven't seen that episode yet, jump back on it. Special shout out to Kate, who sent us some photos of her dogs. But we spoke about the evolving trend as a result of COVID with more and more pets in the workplace. And that whole concept is nothing new. That's been around since 2015, well, pretty much early 2010s, and started to be documented in the mid 2010s. But yet now what we've seen is this evolution. We've seen this evolution of these trends and I guess the embracing of pets in the workplace. And I guess we all want to be an employer of choice and a place of preference to work at and to apply to work at. Because at the end of the day, if we can then capitalize and actually promote ourselves as being a preferred place to work at, then we're going to get the best talent. We're going to get inundated with applicants and we're going to actually get the best talent. So when we look at trends, trends for us, and yesterday we touched on planning and planning not only this next month in advance, but planning this next season in advance. What trends are you noticing in your environment? What trends are you noticing in the way in which your customers are now starting to engage with you? What trends are you noticing within the community and the world in which we live in? And an emerging trend that I've noticed and what's kind of highlighted and kind of rebounded it back a little bit is when COVID sort of started, there was this whole kumbaya sort of feeling is that we're all in this together. Now this evolving trend is coming out to say, well, no, actually we're in it for ourselves. We're in it for each state. And the crisis in Afghanistan has sort of re-highlighted, I guess, the humanitarian aspect of the world. And we've seen the CEO of Airbnb come out and announce that they'll actually pay for 20,000 Afghan refugees to house them. And there's more philanthropic work now starting to be created and starting to be publicized again. So what we've sort of seen is this massive rise in philanthropy, this drop, and now it's starting to come back up. So where do you sort of sit in the cycle? Because at the end of the day, as health entrepreneurs, we have a natural tendency to be altruistic, meaning that we just want to give. We just want to give. And at the end of the day, what do those trends sort of look like? Are there things in your community that you can better support? Are there refugees that have now entered your community that you can better support and partner with organizations as health entrepreneurs? What different trends are you seeing now in the marketplace that you can then capitalize on, that you can then plan your future in advance and by design? What are those really unique things that you're noticing that if capitalized on today can make all of the difference tomorrow? And that's my question for you today. Trends. What trends are you seeing now in the marketplace? There's a massive rise in COVID vaccination uptake. New South Wales are now reporting, I haven't checked the latest stats, but they were on target to hit 70% yesterday for first dose vaccination. So what does that mean? What are the trends now coming about? Is the emerging trend that COVID is something that we're going to just live with and deal with on an ongoing basis, knowing that there might be a new normal? So what does that new normal look like for you? What does that new normal look like for your industry? whatever industry that you might be in. And when we can capitalize on those little things that we can then identify and extrapolate, we can then plan our future in advance. So my question for you is, what are the trends on your horizon? And not just in your industry, but think broader than that. Think about the way in which people are consuming information. Think about now, for example, Disney Plus has come on, their streaming. They acquired Fox Studios and now have a really big emphasis on streaming and reinvigorating what that brand sort of means. And they've done it in very strategic ways. And so I've talked a lot about, I guess, the media aspect. But when we look at health, how are people now consuming health information? Are they consuming health information like I'm talking to you today? I know me personally, I've got a membership to Center. So I do, Natasha and I do workouts on, I guess, via the TV at home. So how is you communicating information about what products and services you offer? What mediums are your, I guess, customers now engaging with? Where are they spending their time? How are they interacting with one another? How are they even interacting with your business? And so when we look at trends, we can then plan our future in advance, but we can also capitalize on all of those opportunities that those trends will present to us. And so that's the big question for you today. Is when you're doing your planning now for this month to come, this season to come, this quarter to come, this year to come, what's on your horizon? And I'd love for you to tell me and comment in the comment section below. What is on your horizon? Comment in the comment section below, because I'd love to read exactly what that might be for you, what that might be for your industry, or where you sort of see us moving to the future. So that's it from me today. Trends. What trends are in your environment? What trends are on your horizon that you can see that are going to make an absolute game changer to your own life, to your own business, if capitalized and leveraged today? So have a think about that. And while you do that, another special shout out to the Limitless Network. If you're a like-minded health entrepreneur or just value health in any way, shape, or form, and at the end of the day, I believe all of us value health to some degree, because without health, what are we? This is a group for you, because it's a group filled of like-minded people that are happy to share. And what we also do is we host an exclusive episode of Tea with Z, exclusively in the Limitless Network every Friday. So that's tomorrow. So if you want to catch the exclusive episode where we deep dive into a topic and we really touch on the how, a lot of the content that I put on Tea with Z is designed to help, I guess, stimulate some questions for you to start to really get in the mindset of thinking, what questions do I need to ask? Because the best questions get the best answers. And that's my role as a coach, is to ask you the best questions so that you can get the best answers. But in the Limitless Network, we take it one step further. And so feel free to jump on there and bring other people along the journey with you as well. So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day. Think about the trends. What trends are coming up, not only within your industry, but in the world, what's happening globally, and what trends can you then capitalize on to then, I guess, improve your own business and your own life today and for tomorrow. So that's it from me today. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow exclusively in the Limitless Network.